Feel me? While my sister name is Johnnice. So boom. My mother is kind of a, promiscuous woman at the time. She was messing with Johnnice's father and my father at the same time,
You know it's about to be a messy day on the internet when family stories start flying and childhood secrets start trending like a diss track. Because social media didn't just wake up. It woke up swinging after Karlissa jumped into the spotlight and started sharing wild stories about Blueface's early years. And the timeline reacted like somebody dropped a match in a fireworks factory. Phones overheated, group chats panicked. Comment sections turned into emotional boxing matches with spelling errors. The internet heard childhood habits exposed and said, "Oh, we are absolutely not behaving normally today." Screenshots started sprinting, clips started looping, and suddenly everybody online became a certified memory analyst, family historian, and trauma expert with a free afternoon and unlimited opinions. This wasn't tea. This was a full buffet with extra spice and no napkins. Some viewers were shocked. Some were skeptical. Some were laughing way too hard. Others were yelling. This should have stayed private while reposting it to 5 platforms. Hypocrisy clocked in early and stayed late. Because when family drama goes public, logic leaves the chat and chaos gets verified. The situation kicked off the way internet family drama always does, not with a calm statement. Not with a quiet post, but with a loud, emotional, headline-grabbing moment that sent the timeline into cardiac arrest. Karlissa jumped online and started sharing stories and claims about Blueface's childhood habits and early home life. And social media reacted like someone pressed the red button marked "Do Not Touch." Within minutes, clips were flying across platforms, captions were getting wilder with every repost, and people who never met this family were suddenly speaking like authorized biographers. Now let's slow the chaos down for half a second and frame this correctly. These are Karlissa's claims and stories told publicly, not court-verified facts, not documented reports, but personal accounts and allegations shared in the heat of online family tension. But did the internet pause to label anything carefully? Absolutely not. The algorithm heard shocking childhood reveal and put on running shoes. The reaction speed was unreal. People weren't watching, they were lunging. Every repost added extra seasoning. Every caption added 10 pounds of exaggeration by the 5th upload. The story sounded like a documentary narrated by a wrestling announcer. That's how online amplification works. A sentence walks in, a monster headline walks out. And because this involves a celebrity parent talking about a celebrity child's past, the emotional stakes doubled instantly. Family plus fame equals volatility. Viewers didn't treat it like gossip. They treated it like a live episode of a long-running drama series they've been binge-watching for years. Investment levels were through the roof. Neutrality packed its bags and left early. Supporters of Karlissa said she was telling her truth and speaking from lived experience. Critics said blasting childhood stories online, especially embarrassing ones, crosses a line thicker than a courtroom wall. And the third group, the professional chaos analysts, said the timing was suspicious and strategic and probably connected to 10 other things they listed in a thread longer than a grocery receipt. The comment sections turned into emotional dodgeball courts. Nobody whispering, everybody throwing. Some people expressed sympathy, others expressed disbelief, a few just showed up with popcorn and Wi-Fi, treating it like premium entertainment. That's the internet's strangest habit, turning unresolved family tension into spectator sport. Reaction creators clocked in immediately. You could almost hear the notification alarms in their heads. Thumbnails went from calm to shocked. In under 10 minutes, titles added words like exposed, bombshell, and unfiltered. Faces froze mid-gasp. Arrows pointed at nothing. Circles highlighted air molecules. Drama YouTube smelled fresh gasoline and brought a match. Background history between these personalities got dragged back into daylight too. Old interviews resurfaced. Past arguments replayed. Previous livestream clashes got reposted like flashback episodes. The audience started building timelines like conspiracy corkboards. This connects to that. That explains this. Sometimes it did. Sometimes it absolutely did not. But confidence stayed undefeated. What made this moment explode harder was the embarrassment factor attached to the claims. The internet has a twisted relationship with humiliation. It condemns it loudly while sharing it aggressively. People typed, "This is too far," then hit repost, moral outrage with a share button attached, the modern contradiction. Then came the motive debate. Why share this now? Why publicly? Why with this level of detail? Motive speculation spread. Like perfume in an elevator, some said frustration, some said retaliation, some said attention, others said emotional overflow. Nobody agreed, but everybody declared certainty like they had access to private diaries. The meme. Department arrived right on schedule because nothing escapes parody online. Jokes, edits, exaggerated reenactments, humor rolled in even while serious debates were happening. That's the dual-track nature of viral drama. One lane arguing ethics, the other lane making punchlines, both heavily populated and hovering. Over everything was one giant tension cloud, family conflict playing out in public. That always hits harder than outsider drama. Because viewers project their own experiences, their own family wounds, their own opinions about parenting and privacy onto the situation. It stops being about celebrities and starts being about values. That's when debates get louder and less rational. Even people who claimed they were tired of this family drama somehow knew every quote and every clip. That's the addiction loop. Complain and consume at the same time. The scroll never lies. By the end of this first reaction wave, the situation had transformed from a parent sharing wild childhood claims into a full digital battlefield of interpretation. Loyalty tests, motive guessing, and reputation scoring. Lines were drawn, sides were chosen, nuance was declared missing. And the wild part, this was only the opening explosion. Because when personal history meets public platform, the fallout doesn't shrink, it multiplies. The next wave wasn't coming quietly. It was already stretching backstage, warming up, and checking its microphone. And just when you thought the volume knob couldn't turn any further, social media grabbed it with both hands and snapped it clean off. Because once those childhood flame clips and quotes started circulating, the second wave of chaos didn't just arrive, it marched in with a parade, fireworks, and a marching band made of reaction channels. The story stopped being Karlissa said this and became a full-blown internet event with panels, predictions, and people yelling into microphones like this was the championship round of the Drama Olympics. Big. A commentary creators jumped into the ring fast. You could practically see the content gears spinning. Suddenly every platform had a breakdown video, a live reaction, a what this really means analysis, and at least 3 people claiming they had inside understanding, not inside information. Inside understanding, which is internet code for confidence with extra seasoning. Clips were replayed, slowed down, zoomed in, and emotionally translated like ancient scrolls. And let's not forget, every retelling added extra spice. The original claims were 1 level, the repost captions were 2 levels louder, the reaction titles were 5 levels louder by the time it reached the 10th repost. You'd think someone uncovered a secret royal archive instead of a heated family. Overshare, that's the internet amplification machine. It takes a candle and turns it into a volcano with subtitles. Celebrity edges and voices started shimming into, some directly, some vaguely. Some with those mysterious posts that never mention names but somehow mention everything. You know the type. Some people need to stop lying on their kids. No context, maximum implication, engagement bait served hot. Nothing attracts subwits like trending tension. If ambiguity were an art form, social media would be a museum. Then the meme factories went into overdrive, not casual jokes, full production edits, fake documentary trailers, sitcom-style captions, reality show intros. The internet turned the entire situation into a parody cinematic universe. Because when discomfort meets distance, humor shows up wearing sunglasses. Some people process awkwardness with empathy. The internet processes it with punchlines and sound effects. Public reaction split into factions with the speed of a movie plot twist. One side said, "She's being raw and honest. Families aren't perfect." Another side said, "There are lines you don't cross publicly, especially about childhood." A third side said, "Everybody involved needs to log off and touch grass immediately." That third group posted that message 47 times, which suggests they also did not log off or touch grass. Debate threads grew longer and more dramatic. Paragraphs turned into essays. Essays turned into digital sermons. People started bringing in psychology terms, trauma language, generational patterns, and parenting philosophy. Like this was a live university lecture sponsored by Chaos. Credentials, none. Confidence. Enormous live stream debates popped up everywhere. Multiple creators on split screens talking over each other like competitive radio hosts. Nobody listening, everybody responding. Super chats flying like paid fireworks. Nothing says calm discussion like 5 people arguing with LED lights behind them. It looked less like analysis and more like a family reunion with microphones and monetization. Then came the timing theorists, my favorite genre of internet detective. According to them, nothing is ever emotional, everything is strategic. They built timing charts in their heads. Why now? Why this week? Why after that? Other drama, coincidence, was declared illegal. Everything became chess. Some theories were thoughtful. Some were creative. Some needed a nap and a glass of water. Meanwhile, critics started expanding the conversation beyond the claims themselves and into a bigger question. Should family history ever be used as public ammunition in online disputes? That question hit harder than the original shock factor, because now it wasn't just about one story. It was about boundaries, parenting, privacy, and platform responsibility. The drama upgraded from gossip to moral debate. Supporters pushed back hard, saying people were over-policing emotional expression and acting like public figures aren't allowed to speak on their own experiences. Opponents argued that truth and discretion can exist in the same sentence. Both sides typed like they were trying to win a trophy, and hovering over everything was the clout conversation. Motive got questioned again, louder this time. Was this emotional overflow or attention engineering, pain or publicity, frustration or strategy? The internet loves binary choices even when reality is messy. Gray areas don't trend, extremes do. The strangest twist was how many people claimed they were done with this drama while actively refreshing for updates like ticket holders waiting for the next act. That's the outrage addiction loop. Deny interest, maintain surveillance. Social media runs on that contradiction like fuel. Narrative mutation hit full speed here. Morning interpretation didn't match afternoon interpretation. Evening reaction videos contradicted both. The story kept shape-shifting like a rumor with a gym membership. Consistency quietly exited. Momentum stayed and paid rent. By this stage, the situation wasn't just trending, it was embedded in the culture cycle for the week. Fully installed in the conversation operating system. Reaction content feeding reaction content in an infinite buffet of commentary. The louder it got, the less clarity existed. 10 confident explanations created 20 new questions. And right when everyone thought the reaction peak had been reached, a new phase started forming: consequence talk, reputation, relationships, long-term impact. Because phase 3 of every viral family storm is where the laughter fades and the implications walk on stage wearing heavy boots. The next wave wasn't about jokes, it was about fallout, and it was already on the way. By the time the third phase rolled in, the noise didn't disappear, it changed flavor. The jokes slowed down, the memes kept moving, but the tone picked up weight. Because this is where viral family drama stops being content and starts becoming consequence. The internet may sprint from story to story, but reputations move at walking speed and stick like wet paint. Once people form a narrative in their heads, they guard it like a password. And after Karlissa's childhood claim stories made their rounds, the public didn't just react, it started filing long-term opinions like paperwork. The conversation shifted from shock to impact. Not did you hear what was said, but what does this do to everyone involved? That's when the drama grows legs. Some viewers argued Karlissa damaged trust lines that should never be crossed publicly, saying family history, especially embarrassing stories, should stay behind closed doors, locked, sealed, and guarded by a dragon. Others argued that messy truth is still truth, and public figures can't demand privacy only when it's convenient. Same situation, two opposite moral verdicts, both delivered like final judgments carved in stone. Public perception started splitting into permanent camps. Supporters framed Karlissa as emotionally raw and unfiltered, saying polished silence is fake and uncomfortable honesty is real. Critics framed the move as reckless oversharing that throws gasoline on already burning. Relationships, nobody stayed. In the middle lane, online audiences treat neutrality like a parking violation. Pick a side or get honked at. The reputation ripple spread outward too. Not just Karlissa, not just Blueface. The entire surrounding circle got pulled into the evaluation tornado. People started reassessing past interviews, old conflicts, previous live streams, like they were rewatching earlier seasons after a plot twist. Now that makes sense. We should have noticed that. Retroactive clarity, the internet's favorite illusion. Relationship fallout became the next hot topic. Commentators started predicting fractures, deeper tension, longer grudges when family conflict goes public. People assume private repair becomes harder than fixing a cracked phone screen with toothpaste. Viewers debated whether public airing creates accountability or just permanent scars. Nobody had proof, but everybody had a paragraph. Then came the platform impact debate. Should social media even be the stage for this kind of family revelation? Some argued platforms reward emotional extremes and punish restraint, basically turning pain into performance metrics. Others said nobody forces the go live button. Accountability still belongs to the speaker. Both arguments landed punches. Neither scored a knockout. Brand and opportunity speculation showed up right on schedule. The forecast committee of the internet started predicting sponsorship side-eyes, collaboration, hesitations, and image complications. Like they were celebrity stock market analysts. This hurts the brand. This increases visibility. This changes nothing. 3 predictions. Same confidence level. 0 verified data. Consistency is optional. Certainty is mandatory. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody likes to say out loud. Controversy is risky, but it's also attention fertilizer. Visibility spikes. Name recognition grows. Search traffic climbs. In the fame economy, scandal is both poison and protein shake. Dangerous, but growth feeding. That contradiction makes every fallout messier. Because outrage and opportunity sometimes arrive in the same Uber, audience behavior stayed. Beautifully ironic, thousands claimed they were exhausted by the drama while watching every update like a playoff series. Complaining while consuming is the internet's cardio. Nobody wants the mess, but nobody wants to miss it either. That's the addiction loop dressed as criticism. Narrative stacking became the deeper issue. When multiple controversies cluster around the same personalities, the public stops seeing separate incidents and starts seeing patterns, fair or unfair. Patterns stick harder than facts, once labeled chaotic. Every new headline feels like confirmation to critics and persecution to fans. Labels are glue online, hard to apply, harder to remove. Control of the story became the invisible tug of war. Whoever frames the narrative early often frames it longest. But response timing is a trap. Speak too fast, you look defensive. Speak too slow, you look guilty. Speak calmly, you look calculated. Speak emotionally, you look unstable. There is no perfect reaction once the internet decides you're in the storyline. It's a maze where every exit sign says wrong way. Sympathy rotated in waves. Morning sympathy, afternoon backlash, evening reversal, midnight meme storm. Emotional weather changed hourly. Digital crowds don't hold one feeling. They shuffle them like a playlist. Support, anger, doubt, humor, suspicion, autoplay enabled. The biggest fuel source remained unresolved tension. No universally accepted interpretation. No clean closure. Just claims, reactions, and emotional residue. That guarantees longevity. Solved drama fades. Unresolved drama echoes in reposts, and remember when videos for years. Mystery is algorithmic. Immortality, and here's the final sharp clarity. This isn't the end of the story. Public family tension never ends in one chapter. It pauses. Then it reloads. More responses will surface. More angles will appear. More voices will say they finally decided to speak. The sequel energy is already backstage adjusting the microphone. Because in the world of viral celebrity conflict, closure is rare, memory is selective, and the next headline is always stretching before it runs. The calm you see now, that's not peace. And if your eyebrows are still raised, your group chat is still arguing, and your scroll finger is tired, congratulations! You just made it through another premium episode of Internet Celebrity Chaos. Not the watered-down version, not the polite summary, the full, loud, extra-seasoned breakdown, because when family stories hit the timeline, social media doesn't sip, it chugs. Now I need your verdict in the comments, and don't give me the safe answer. Give me the real one. Was this raw honesty, reckless oversharing, or strategic spotlight timing? Drop your take like you're submitting evidence to the High Court of Public Opinion. Agree, disagree. Bring nuance, bring heat, just don't. Bring boring. The comment section is officially open for cross-examination. Hit that like button like it borrowed money and forgot to pay you back. Not a gentle tap, a statement press. That tells the algorithm you want more deep dives, more chaos breakdowns, and more front row seats to celebrity storms before the rest of the timeline catches up. Subscribe right now and ring the bell, because scandals don't wait and neither do we. New blow-ups, new reveals, new digital earthquakes. They drop fast and without warning. Other channels whisper around the mess. We turn on stadium lights and read the fine print out loud. Share this with that friend who says I'm done with celebrity drama but somehow knows every detail 5 minutes early. Yes, that undercover headline detective. Expose them gently. Expose them gently. Remember, online fame is noisy. Receipts are forever. And silence is usually just loading. Stay sharp, stay loud. Stay watching. This is Celeb SYNC, where the drama connects, collides, and keeps reloading.